Classic elegance in 2024 is hard to come by because of the pervasive influence of phrases like "be free." It's great that women now have more freedoms than we did 70 years ago. But should we completely disregard social norms and act however we want, regardless of how others feel? Classy women distinguish themselves from cleft women by carefully observing social cues. Therefore, I implore you ladies to refrain from engaging in any of these behaviors in public. If you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel and share this video with friends you think could benefit from it. My name is Vivian, in case you were wondering. I am the founder of Woman of Elegance, a platform that aims to assist women worldwide in becoming the most sophisticated, refined, and elegant versions of themselves. Without further ado, let's talk about 10 things that sophisticated women never do in the general population. First and foremost, classy ladies never tack or play with their gum. Number 1 listing, ladies. I want you to know that chewing gum is completely okay. I rarely eat gum since I suffer from anxiety quite a bit. It is possible to ruin it by chewing it to calm down, which is not very classy. Instead, I prefer mints. Also, remember that you don't want to be stuck wondering where to put your gum when your dinner comes at a fancy restaurant. It is completely unacceptable to spit into a tissue while eating dinner, and it is also unacceptable to spit onto the street at any time. I think it would be more classy for you to start chewing mints or a mint-flavored sweet instead of gum. This elegance journey is all about refining your character, so take baby steps. And if you must chew gum, avoid commercial candy gum that is loaded with sugar and coloring. You don't want to show up at a networking event looking like you have a blue tongue. Number 2. Another behavior that refined women avoid in public is engaging in an internal monologue. While it's natural to have thoughts running through your mind, outwardly displaying an internal dialogue can give the impression that something is amiss or appear peculiar to others. Instead, it's best to keep such introspections private and refrain from speaking to oneself in public settings whenever possible. Allowing your thoughts to remain internal not only maintains an air of composure and confidence, but also respects the social norms of privacy and discretion. Public spaces are meant for interaction and engagement with others, and speaking to oneself can disrupt this social dynamic and draw unnecessary attention. By keeping internal musings private, refined women demonstrate poise and self-assurance, contributing to an atmosphere of elegance and refinement in any setting. Number 3. Picking teeth or flossing in public comes high on the list of things stylish women avoid. Imagine you're at a fashionable restaurant enjoying a meal, and suddenly, a piece of food stubbornly pushes itself between your teeth. What to do? Well, if it's discreetly positioned between your gum and lip, a fast maneuver with a napkin and your tongue can save the situation without calling attention. But if it's wedged between teeth, excuse yourself to the restroom for a more private resolution. Under no circumstances should you resort to picking or flossing at the table. Such behavior would be regarded as disrespectful and could lead to awkward moments and lost invitations. Number 4 next on the list is a practice followed by the most elegant woman, avoiding eating in public transport settings. While exceptions are made for luxurious train journeys, like the Orient Express, where meals are served at specific times, for everyday commuters on buses, trains, or subways, eating is considered inappropriate. These places quickly become crowded, and the last thing anyone desires is to endure the aroma of someone else's meal while squeezed into tight quarters. Being considerate to others entails refraining from actions that could potentially irritate or disrupt fellow travelers. Therefore, if hunger strikes during transit, it's advisable to enjoy a snack before or after the journey, rather than subjecting others to the odors of your food. Number 5 highlights that elegant women refrain from engaging in social media conflicts. Imagine getting into verbal spats with strangers online. It's just not classy, ladies. While it's perfectly fine to have opinions and comment on posts, getting into heated arguments is unnecessary and uncivilized. It's best to rise above such behavior and strive for mental purity by avoiding these confrontations. Reflecting on a lesson from a mentor about not arguing with fools emphasizes the wisdom of this point. Arguing with someone who lacks reason only diminishes one's own dignity, as bystanders may not discern the difference between rational discourse and baseless conflict. Therefore, it's wise to heed this advice and steer clear of engaging in unnecessary disputes on social media, maintaining grace and composure even in the virtual realm. Number 6, refined ladies. Despite its seeming insignificance, The act of littering or leaving one's surroundings dirty speaks volumes about one's disregard for both the environment and the people around them. In nations where proper waste disposal facilities are readily available, it is imperative to utilize them. If you encounter litter on the ground, take the initiative to pick it up and dispose of it properly, either by carrying it home or depositing it in a nearby trash receptacle. Furthermore, refrain from habits such as spitting gum on the ground or tossing empty food packaging out of car windows. Not only are these actions unsightly and repulsive, but they also carry legal consequences in many places. For instance, in countries like Singapore, such behavior can lead to severe penalties, including imprisonment. By demonstrating mindfulness and responsibility in disposing of waste properly, refined women contribute to the maintenance of clean and pleasant environments for all. It's a small yet significant way to show respect for both nature and fellow citizens. Number 7. My 7th piece of advice is to avoid publicly scolding your children. Allow me to explain. I am not opposed to discipline. Only then will you be able to criticize my advice. Given the general lack of self-control in modern culture, I think it's absolutely necessary. I know this to be true since I had a very disciplined upbringing, and I bet a lot of you can relate. But sometimes when things get too much, moms lash out verbally or swear at their children. However, consider this. Won't your children internalize the usage performance if you chastise them with it? Stay away from this strategy at all costs. Also, your children don't need to feel embarrassed if you scold them too harshly in public, particularly if it's in front of their classmates. Instead, try to keep your cool and handle disciplinary issues in a private setting. Maintaining composure and addressing discipline in a separate, less public place is considerate and protects your child's self-esteem. Number 8. The 8th point emphasizes the importance of discretion when changing shoes or adjusting clothing in public. If you find it necessary to change your shoes, such as switching from wedges to flats, do so quietly and considerately. It's best to utilize the ladies' room for such tasks, especially when leaving a restaurant. The same courtesy extends to adjusting your clothing. Discreetly handle any wardrobe adjustments in private spaces. Furthermore, grooming tasks like brushing hair, applying makeup, or polishing nails should not be done in public areas. These activities are best reserved for specific areas designated for such purposes. Nothing is more off-putting than witnessing someone perform these tasks near dining tables, particularly when enjoying a meal. Maintaining a sense of decorum by attending to personal grooming in appropriate settings contributes to a more pleasant and respectful environment for everyone. Number 9. The 9th thing to take into consideration is how loudly you speak over the phone. With all sincerity, I am unable to conceive of anything that could possibly be more irritating. The very definition of impoliteness is something like this. While it is reasonable to answer a phone call in public, it is extremely impolite to engage in a protracted chat on the bus or in any other public place where people are trying to find calm. Etiquette around the use of a phone in public is quite important. By and large, it is recommended that you keep your talks brief and refrain from shouting or speaking loudly while you are on the phone. Additionally, it is important to be aware of your surroundings and to refrain from divulging any personal information while on the phone. You never know who might be listening, and you never know how that information could be used against you. Number 10. Excessive public displays of affection can have negative consequences for a relationship. While it's natural to feel passionate about your partner, it's crucial to understand that there's a time and place for such displays. Engaging in intense public displays of affection can lead to serious repercussions, particularly in conservative societies like Saudi Arabia or similar countries, where such behavior can result in arrest or public backlash. Even in more liberal environments, excessive displays of affection can cause discomfort or embarrassment to onlookers. While it's understandable to desire a strong physical connection with your partner, it's essential to maintain a level of decorum in public settings. Keep intimate moments private out of respect for societal norms and the comfort of those around you. It's important to prioritize mutual respect and consideration for others in public spaces. By refraining from excessive public displays of affection, you not only avoid potential legal or social consequences, but also demonstrate maturity and respect for boundaries in your relationship. I have nothing more to say about this topic at the moment, ladies. However, I would ask that you please tune in the following week for additional lessons on how to become a woman of elegance. Thank you very much for watching. Elegance is about being remembered, not for the wrong reasons.